welcome back to Build with the Boys. I'm Scott, and this is our weekly catch-up. There was no weekly catch-up last week because it was Easter week. It wasn't Easter weekend. It was Bank Holiday weekend, and my family get all of me when that happens. So yeah, I don't do them. When we've got a long weekend, I don't do them. So there's quite a lot to catch up on. We've had a lot come through, and we've had something that hasn't come through yet. So we've had another Iron Man turn up. That's not built yet, but we've received Iron Man. That will be getting built, and that'll be up on the channel next week. We've also received a spare part for the Rootmaster. Now, I had, third time this has happened, that's quite bad. I had packs 5 and 6 of the Rootmaster turn up. Built pack 5, that's up on the channel. I've also built pack 6, but I had a part that was broken. Now, it wasn't broken, it had been moulded wrong. It was a light bulb holder that was just solid, so you couldn't actually get the light bulb in it. And Agora, to their credit, have sent me one out, so I've got that now, so I can kind of finish off the video of pack 7. So that'll be good up next week as well. We've put R2-D2 up on the channel this week, and we also had the light bar for the Ecto1. So that was issue 32, 35. 33, I don't know, 34 it's issue 34. So that one's up on the channel as well. So we have only got 3 issues of Ecto1 left to go. The light bar is incredibly noisy, but light bars are incredibly noisy. So if you've ever stood next to an old style police car or recovery truck and actually heard the light bars going, they're noisy. But this one's, it's bad. It sounds like someone playing Operation, but it is what it is. So that's what we've had. We did get a notification that Titanic's delayed again. Now, I've seen that it's still going weekly in France. And they've just had the notification that it was fortnightly in France. They've just had notification they're now going weekly. So I would imagine it'll be 2 weeks' time. We'll get Titanic, I think. That sounds about right. But I don't know. I mean, the progress is too slow at this point. I mean, bearing in mind we started building this nearly 5 months ago, and I've built 8 pieces of it, and it's a 140 part build. We need to start moving. We need to start moving, otherwise it'll be 2030 by the time we finish this bloody thing. So it'd be nice to start moving. So my patience is there because I like the model, and I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna let something as minor as a shipping delay bother me, but I don't want these constant delays. I'm kind of hoping that they get it together and this gets knocked on the head a little. The other thing that went up on the channel was the Disney Doll's House. So we had issues 11, 12, 13 and 14 of Disney Doll's House. It had a minor delay because of the Bank Holiday weekend, but those are up on the channel now as well. And if you are part of the groups, you would have seen something come up, and there are Japanese YouTubers as well that have featured this, but they are extending the Disney Doll's House, and this is what they're offering. So I've got some pictures I can show you of exactly what they're offering. This is what is being offered by Hachette as an extension to the Disney Doll's House. Now, I need to get some more clarity on exactly what this is. Unfortunately for me, I have a Japanese friend called Kenzo who I'm going to give these to, and I'm going to get him to translate exactly what it says, because there's a bit of dispute of how long this extension is. Now, what's being touted at the moment is it's an 80-part expansion, which seems excessive for what's been offered there. It's lovely. I mean, with the Christmas decorations, there's also summer decorations. You can make this a summer house, a Christmas house. But 80 parts seems very, very, very excessive for what you actually get there. So there's a question on whether or not there's something's been lost in the translation. And is it 80 issues it's been extended by? Or is this an additional 80 parts? As in, it might be 20 or 30 issues, but within those 20 or 30 issues, there's 80 individual parts. Does that make more sense? 80 is very excessive. 80 is it's over 18 months tacked onto this. So we're due to finish the Doll's House in about April, May 2024. If you do the extension, it won't be finished until 2026, which is insane. That's insane. That also seems really long. Now, I know things have extended before, but I've never known a model get extended that long. I've known things like book collections or craft collections or the bakery collections extend, and figurine collections just keep going and going and going. But when it comes to a buildable model, I've seen plenty get extended by 10 issues, 20 issues, 30 issues. I've never seen one extended by 80. I mean, it's almost doubled its run. It's essentially 2/3 of its run again, which is kind of unheard of. I'm sure someone will say there's an exception to the rule. I can't remember what it was, if there was. I mean, they've done it with the Iron Man. The Iron Man has got an extension where you can have battle damage. I don't want it. I'm not getting it. I don't like the battle damage. I think the battle damage has been done badly, but it's an extension of 20 issues, which in itself seems excessive, but it's an extension of 20 issues, so it takes the run from 100 parts to 120 parts. Which 120 parts is not huge for a build. It's about normal. They did it with the Ecto1, they did it with the DeLorean. The DeLorean, I can't remember. I think they extended it from 120 to 145 issues or something like that. I can't remember. But they added some extra issues where you could get the train track and the hood box and things like that to make it like the Back to the Future 3 DeLorean. A lot of people did that, but I rarely do you see someone displaying theirs as the Back to the Future 3 DeLorean. But a lot of people still got it anyway. So look, the reality of this thing is if it is 18 months, I mean, the one thing you got to know is it doesn't change your build. So whether you're doing the extension or not, it doesn't affect your build, because your house will still be built when it was supposed to be. You don't have to add this stuff as it turns up, because these are just decorations to essentially turn your house into a Christmas house. And the bulk of what this is going to be wreaths and lighting and little presents. That's going to be the bulk of this. So you can just get it and put it to the side. And then when it's Christmas, you can decorate your house for Christmas. I mean, your house is going to be done and functioning at the original part 120 that will be there. We will get a better idea of what's coming. I mean, I don't know when I can see Kenzo or not, but I mean, we'll get an idea of what's actually coming in about a month anyway, because Japan are due to receive 116 of 120. So in about 4 weeks' time, they will have completed and they will start moving on to this extension. It's up to you whether you do it or not. It is purely optional, and as I said, it doesn't affect your build. You can contact Hachette and say, I'm done at 120, but you don't have to worry about that for 2 years. So just don't, you might, right now you look at it like, oh wow, I want that. You might feel very different in 2 years' time. You might just be done with this model. I've got to that point with Ecto1. I loved Ecto1, adored it. And then I've been messed around by Eaglemoss so much that I'm so done. It's unreal. It's like I'm at the point where I wouldn't give a damn if something didn't work properly, or I just want to finish the model now. I'm kind of over it. The other thing that you got to bear in mind with it is, how are you using your doll's house? If you're using this for the kids to play with, you probably don't need that Christmas stuff. If you're using this as a display piece, it's quite nice to have that Christmas stuff. It's quite nice to Christmas it up, but you can do that without going the Hachette route. You can get Christmas decorations for your house quite easily. There are plenty of doll's house Christmas decorations available, so it's something you need to think about closer to the time. And do you want to keep going, or do you want to stop? You were a long ways off worrying about that. I don't know if those vehicles that come with it are buildable, or or if they're just solid pieces, they don't look buildable. They look like they are just a piece that comes with it, which is again why I question this number of 80 issues being banded around, because I can't see where there's 80 issues worth of stuff. I just can't. But if you do build those vehicles, possibly it's 80 issues. There are additional characters. For the Christmas side of things, you get Huey, Dewey, and Louie. So you get 3 more characters in Huey, Dewey, and Louie for the Christmas side of things. For the summer side of things, you get Sebastian Sea Crab, you get Chip and Dale, and you get the Snow Babies from Frozen. And the Snow Babies from Frozen, I believe, are 1 figure. It looks like 3, it's not. I think it's 1 figure, and they're all just kind of together on the same sort of base. So there are more figures as well. I mean, there's the thing. So it's going to be your call. It's going to be your call. And it's like, I know some people be up in arms, go, they're fleecing us. They're not fleecing you, because you are done. What you'd signed up to build will be built. It is purely up to you if you want to buy additional extras for it, and that's what it is. So that's pretty much all we've got to say about that. Until we've got more news, we will undoubtedly revisit this thing. New models. So there is a new trial from Hachette as well, which again, it's not going to be for everybody, but it probably will interest the Doll's House people. Hachette in Japan are currently trialing this. So that is Peter Rabbit's garden, or if you're French, Pierre Le Pan. that's what that is. So that's Peter Pan's Peter Rabbit's garden and house. It is just a trial. There's nothing that says it's going to go to full run. There's nothing that says it's going to be released over here. I don't know what the licensing do's and don'ts are over there, and this will inevitably be about 6 months to a year away from an actual launch in Japan, which means it's potentially 18 months to 2 years away from being launched here. If I had to bet money on it, that's what will launch when the Doll's House ends. So when the Doll's House comes to its natural end, that's probably what will replace it. It's quite nice. I mean, it is what it is. I won't be building that. I mean, I wanted to build a Doll's House. I don't want to build lots of Doll's Houses. But if you're used to the style of the Disney Doll's House by now, the Peter Pan house is pretty much going to be the same style of build, with the exception of you're going to make those flowers. Now, if you've ever done a Robot Time, a Row Life, or a Roker diorama room, like the study or the greenhouse, you'll be familiar with the style of making those flowers, and it involves kind of rolling paper and precision cutting, and you glue them and you create the stems, and a lot of that is going to be focused on the garden, because the detail in those gardens is ridiculous. So you might be looking at that thinking it's nowhere near as big as the Disney Doll's House, and it isn't, but the detail in that garden is far greater than the detail inside the Doll's House. It is extreme. So the technique is different. It's a lot smaller. It's a lot slower. But it's nice. I mean, it's a lovely thing, and I think finished again, I think as a display piece, it'll be a beautiful thing. It really will. And you can see there are plenty of. I've got pictures of the characters that come with it. I'll show you these. So there you go. You see, you get plenty of rabbits and little things to go with it. It's not for me. I mean, that's page one. I won't be building that thing. I mean, if it does ever get launched, yeah, I might pick up a couple of trial issues just to see what it's all about. But no, it's not. It's not for me. I might feel differently in 2 years' time, but no, it won't be what I'll be doing. And that's yeah, that's sort of really got to say about that one. It's been weird with my models at the moment, because they're all over the place. So what's coming in and what isn't has been so random. Ecto1 was kind of unheard of. So Ecto1, typically, from me getting an email notification saying they're dispatching it, typically it's close to 3 weeks. It's normally about 18 or 19 days from when I get the email to say they're shipping to it turning up. With the one that I got this week, I got the email on the Saturday. The thing was here on the Monday. It was that quick. But then they billed me twice. So I've been billed twice. So I've been billed for the next issue as well. I've been billed for issue 35. But that payment's since dropped off. And rather bizarrely, it included an additional charge for a binder. Don't need a binder. We've got all the binders that we needed. So the charge for the binder is like for an extra 4 issues. And I saw the justification of, oh, well, all you got to do is when the binder turns up is contact Eaglemoss. Eaglemoss will send you a form. You fill the form out, you return that to them. They'll then send you a shipping note. You put the binder back into a bag, attach a shipping note to it, take that to the post office. They'll ship it back out to you. When Eaglemoss return it back, they'll refund you money. I'm like, are you taking the proverbial there? And I'm like, hell no. Now, I don't want a binder, right? I'm not interested in another binder. But I'll be honest with you, my time is worth a lot more than the £8 that I'd get back for jumping through those bloody hoops. So you know what? As I said, I'm so done with Ecto1 that if they really want to fleece me out of £8, have it on me. Do you know what I mean? Enjoy the £8. It's not something to bother with. And if somebody needs a spare binder, I'll give them a binder. You know, it's really, I just can't be dealing with it. Not interested. But that's where we are with Ecto1. Root Master should be coming, I think, next week. I should be getting pack 7 of the Root Master. So that'll be good. We've just got the latest issue of the Marvel Legends collection from Hachette. So Oscar's in the middle of reading that at the moment, which is Secret War. And spoiler, he ain't loving it. which is weird because he adores these books, but at the moment he's not loving this one. The Muppets are due to appear today, I believe, in toy stores. So the Muppet minifigs that we spoke about in the last catch-up should be appearing in toy stores around about now. Because it's Bank Holiday weekend, I don't know. They might be there, they might not be. But around about now. So once we do see them somewhere, we will be getting all of them. Oscar will be doing a thing on his Oscar Loves Lego channel of the reviews of those. They're very nice. And again, that every single one of them is unique. They've never been available in any other format. So you've never been able to buy these Muppet characters in any set or anything like that, which again is quite weird for one of these minifig sort of kits, because even when they did the Disney ones, you'd still get a couple of characters in there that had appeared in some of the one-off sets, like Steamboat Willie and things like that appeared in the Steamboat Willie set. The Simpsons were the same, so the head molds had appeared in different Simpsons sets, but this is fairly unique in that every single Muppet in this collection is unique, so that the headpieces and whatnot are completely unique. So it's going to be interesting. But we're getting all of those, and we've got a very, very, very busy week coming up. So stick around for some of that. It's going to be good. We've got another feature coming up on the channel. I won't talk about it yet, but we've got something else coming up on the channel, which is going to be interesting. If you watch the Titanic videos that I do, where I talk about the passengers of the Titanic, the way it's done is you can just tune in and watch the model being built and then tune out. And then at the end, I if you want to stick around, I talk about some of the weird stories of the Titanic, because there are a lot of weird stories. Not just of the Titanic, of that time period in general. There's some very odd stories, because we were in a very much a brave new world at that point. And it's when times were changing, becoming the modern times that we know today is kind of what was happening around about then. So there's a lot of strange history from that point, and that's something we're going to be talking about on videos exclusive to that, rather than mix them in with model builds. So that will be coming up, and we'll be talking about very weird things in a weekly feature. But we'll go more into that when it's closer to being done. That's about all I've got time for this week. As I said, I've got a very busy weekend. It's Jack from Jack Builds R2D2's birthday this weekend. He turns 9 on Monday. So we're busy preparing for that. Anyway, have a great bank holiday weekend. Eat, drink, sleep, enjoy that extra day. and have some fun, because it's the weather's glorious, and make the most of it. Anyway, we'll catch you next week, and in a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice. We'll see you next time.